In today's video, I am sharing with you all some incredible Dollar Tree hacks, testing out new painting techniques, and sharing easy DIYs to spruce up your home. I have a really fun video planned, so please leave me a big thumbs up and let's hop on into it. Alright, so my mom was actually sharing this hack with me. She saw it online and it's something that I don't think I've ever used before. So I am repurposing this tray. It was actually a plant stand and the legs are missing. So instead of donating it or tossing it out, I wanted to try this fun technique and repurpose this as a tray. So the first thing you want to do is just take some glue and paint over the surface that you want to crackle. So using a cheap school glue can give you that same crackle paint effect versus buying chemicals from the store that can actually do this that are really expensive. So I had to give this a try. I paint the glue on first, and from what I've looked up and read, the more glue you add, the larger the cracks, and the smaller amount of glue, the smaller the cracks. So really just play around with it and see what you like. I can tell that I added way too much paint, but I still love the end result. It gives it such an aged, nice, rustic finish. I think this is so incredible. I went over it with a mineral color paint, but I love the wood popping through and just was so happy with the results. Okay, so since that was my first project, I knew I had to do another one. So I grabbed this planter from the Dollar Tree, and it's actually a really sturdy planter for just $1.25. I didn't like the red though, and I didn't want that to be underneath. So I painted it with a dark elephant color chalk paint, let that dry, painted over it with my school glue. Once again, I did a super thick coat, so I might go a little bit lighter next time or try the white glue to see the difference. And then went with white paint over it, and I love how this planter looks aged and cracked. I'll definitely keep playing around with this technique. If you love taking simple items and turning them into beautiful pieces full of life and beauty, then you will love the magical world of Merge Gardens. A huge thank you to Merge Gardens for sponsoring today's video. But Merge Gardens is a mobile game where creativity meets relaxation. I love playing Merge Gardens when I'm ready to wind down for the day. I just need to decompress. You start with a beautiful but overgrown garden that just needs some love. Start merging and combining simple items to grow lush flowers, trees, and hatch eggs. You solve these puzzles to earn rewards, which is just as much fun as uncovering hidden treasures, expanding your gardens, and unlocking new scenery. I love hatching out the little birds. It's so much fun. You combine your 3 eggs together and you get a bird. You can also hatch out butterflies that get to go collect the nectar from your plants. This is the perfect game if you just need a few small breaks throughout your workday or just to get your mind off of everything. I find it a perfect way to let go and just have fun. You can discover new characters that have been trapped as topiaries and earn spectacular rewards. So a whole fun storyline while getting to showcase your skills and play puzzle levels that keep you intrigued and earn free rewards to help you further develop your garden. So it really is a fun game for creative people just like you. So go check out Merge Gardens, join millions of players by clicking the link down in the description box, as well as scanning the QR code that I have up on the screen, and using my code or scanning the QR code that I have gets you extra rewards. Another huge thank you to Merge Gardens for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back into merging some Dollar Tree items together to create some gorgeous home decor. Okay, so for another kind of painting technique, I needed a large bowl. Now Dollar Tree has some really good bowls out right now. These are actually really tough, not super thin, cheap plastic. They're actually really nice for the $1.25. I am going to just try something that I've never done before. I am going to actually paint this with some black pepper. So don't freak out, stick around and see how this turned out because it was pretty fun. The first one didn't turn out as great, but the second project I do with this turns out even better and I end up using both of them together. So I'm mixing Mod Podge with the black pepper, and you can see when I'm painting it on, I just wasn't getting the effect I wanted. I wanted this to have like the faux concrete stone look. I know I paint everything with spray paint, and a lot of people complain about how expensive it is. Believe me, I know. I wish I could find it at a better price, but this is just a way, if you're on a tight budget and you want that same effect, you can add black pepper to your project. So you can see that I ended up going ahead painting this with Mod Podge and then actually just grinding the pepper. I used a pepper grinder because that's what was in my kitchen, but you could just use the cheap little sprinkle black pepper and just even grab some for your craft room. But I ended up painting on the Mod Podge, or you could use glue, and then pouring the pepper over the top top and then kind of going over it again, and it added so much more to it. Got the effect that I was wanting. So I didn't want to stop there. I wanted to try this on something else. So this time I switched it up a little bit. I just painted the plain Mod Podge onto the vase. This is a vase from Dollar Tree that I painted gray, and then sprinkle the pepper on there. And I like it so much more. You can tell in the first project, the color of the pepper seemed to like bleed a little bit. My project looked a little yellow. This one did not do that. So I highly recommend doing the second technique where you just paint the Mod Podge on and then sprinkle it with pepper. And this looks just like the stone spray paint that I've been spending so much money on. So I'm so excited to be using this, and I will be using this so much more. But after I had these two pieces, I could have made the bowl into a planter and used the vase for flowers, but I wanted to just create something fun and different and unique. So I'm actually using these together. I build up a base for the vase to be glued down onto, and then put in some styrofoam, glued in some succulents, and turned this into like more of an outdoor planter. I used succulents that I wanted to repurpose or old ones, so I didn't just go out and purchase all of these new. So you could just use greenery if you didn't want to spend that much. I popped in a solar lantern at the top, as well as added some beads just because this was so tall, but I think it looks so cute and it's gonna light up. Alright, out of all of the Dollar Tree servingware or dish sets that they have put out, this one hands down has to be my favorite. I love fruits in the summertime, but to be honest, I like to purchase pieces that's going to fit into my home that I'm going to use longer than just the summer months. So this gray set matches my decor perfectly. I feel like it's so soft done, as well as having that matte finish, and they had a matching charger. Now, I just purchased this electric burner for my craft room because I was having to run downstairs and I was worried about melting it down there while I'm up in the craft room. So I decided to purchase that for my craft room, and it is like the best thing I've done. I can watch the candles while I'm upstairs in my craft room and get them to melt down just as effective, just using an old pot of water, stick the candles in, and turn it on like medium-high heat. So after I got that melted, I am prepping my little bowl. I actually ordered these wooden wicks on Amazon. I'll have them linked down below, as well as some other items if you're interested in anything from this video, or leave it in the comments down below. But these are really fun. They are upgrading the cheap candle wicks so you have more of like a crackle and more even burn, but also they come with little holders so they're easy to get in the center. I don't have to use pencils or paintbrushes to try to hold up the wick in the center. So these stay nice and sturdy. I can hot glue the base and it sticks straight up, so no problem here. Just poured in some of this candle very carefully, making sure you have like an oven mitt or something to hold it with. But after I put, I think it was about 2.5 candles in here, I let this completely cool off. And you could pour some more at the top to make it even, but I knew it was going to melt down and it would be even because I was going to burn this. I think this is so pretty and matches my decor. So to make another one, but more decorative that I really didn't want to burn, I picked up one of these black containers at the Dollar Tree, stuck down or glued in my little wooden wick, and then this one took 3.5 candles, I'm pretty sure. I filled it to the top, let this cool down, and I wanted to dress up the outside. So I love that this black is matte finish. You could leave this as is, but I have all of these dried greenery pieces that I think would be so fun to wrap this around. So starting with a coat of clear glue, I go ahead and paint that down so this will stick, and then start applying my little vines or leaves in the same direction. I have added colorful flowers to like all my decor pieces all year, but this just is something that's more neutral. I can leave out longer, but just thought it was too cute. I I know the Dollar Tree is going to start putting out summer toys, so I had to share this hack with you guys. If you grab the Dollar Tree baseballs, they're very lightweight, made of plastic, but you grab them, you can actually use them in your home decor. So using Mod Podge as well as a little bit of water, I mix this together, and then I'm going to dip some fabric strips down in this and just apply it directly to the baseballs. This is where it's so fun because you could customize this to any color that you want. Dollar Tree is constantly putting out tons of different fabrics, but also you can find inexpensive fabric everywhere, especially like at Walmart or the craft stores. But I love projects like this where you get to pick your own fabric. It would also make a really fun group project if you wanted to have like a craft day, but you can just make these in several different colors and styles and then group these together in a bowl, and it looks so nice displayed. You can also use the same technique on like an old planter that you don't like, or in this case, I am just using a plain ceramic bowl, and then just applying the strips from the inside all the way tucked under the bottom, and this is just going to decorate up anything that you would like because you could cut these strips down to fit any size planter or bowl, but I feel like the end result is beautiful, and once again, you'll be able to pick like any color that matches your home. And then as much as I love shopping at the Dollar Tree, don't pass up the thrift stores. I feel like it's so fun to grab pieces in there that you can easily repurpose and upcycle without these having to go to the dump. So I picked up this larger vase or container, and I wanted to paint it black but dress it up so it's not just plain. So Dollar Tree had out some really fun farmhouse fabric, so I cut a strip of it where I like the design on it. I went ahead and painted this black. You could spray paint it or just use chalk paint. I actually ran out of black spray paint. That's why I went over it with the chalk paint. But I feel like this is a great way to get larger containers because at the Dollar Tree, I know we're kind of stuck to the smaller ones because they have to sell them so cheap. So for this, you're able to get larger ones. And then I put the fabric right around it, just glued it down in place with some Mod Podge, let this dry, and it becomes a gorgeous planter. This would be a great idea for Mother's Day. You could find some like fabric that you think that whoever you want to gift this to would really like it, or something that would match their home. So a great gift idea, a great way to upcycle. So I just had to share to show you guys how easy it is to get gorgeous planters. Thank you all so much for checking out today's video. Please leave in the comments down below if you have any fun Dollar Tree hacks that I need to try out or that you would like to share with everyone. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Also, another huge thank you to Merge Gardens for sponsoring today's video. A really fun game for creative people that I know you're going to love. You can earn those extra rewards by scanning the QR code or by clicking the link down in the description box, but be sure to go download it today. So much fun. So glad that they partnered with me on today's video. Don't forget to leave that big thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy crafting. Bye.